Next is the accounting module. We can select the accounting module by clicking on the accounting icon or this button over here. Now we are having a overview of the accounting taking place right now. This is the draft customer invoices, so we can approve it over here by clicking on the tick button over here, and we can also have a graphical view about the present situations in the accounting section. So over here in the menu we can see that we can handle the accounts related to a customer and supplier. There are different menus. So in case of a customer, we can select the customer invoices. We can create a customer invoice by clicking the customer invoice button, and then now we can view all the invoices that had taken place and which is also in open state. So just by clicking on the states we can see that it's paid, open, and drafts, like that. So we can create a customer invoice by clicking on create button from here, and then we have to select the journal which we are using, which is there's a point of sale journal and also a sales journal. So we have to select the sales journal, and then select the customer name. Okay, and now the address and all has come, and the account, and select the invoice date and period, which is also important. Select the period, and now we can create an invoice line by clicking on the create button and select a product, new product, and quantity and amount, such details, and then save. So right now an invoice line has been created directly from the accounting module itself. This is used to do the accounting part for a particular customer directly without missing the sales model also. So, and now after giving the basic details, the payment term, if the customer is paying that amount in installments, so if there's a payment term for it, we can add a payment term. There's 30% advance and 30 after at the end of the month, like that. There are different types of payment terms which we will be discussing on later. And then after entering the invoice lines, we can validate that invoice by clicking on validate button. Now the invoice is being created, it's waiting for validation, and now the payment has to take place. Before that there's a provision to refund the amount and also to print the invoice. You can also add attachment to the invoice. Now by clicking on the payment button, it goes to the pay invoice section. We must define the payment method like cash. Okay, and then we can validate it. The payment amount was given there, and now the payment has taken place, and we can view the journal items, like it will be stored in two accounts, credit and debit. So there's a debit of 2000 in this account, and to compromise it, there is a credit in the 2000 credit in that other account. So this two credit account and debit account can be managed from here. We can also reconcile it over here. So this is how a customer invoice is generated. And also there is provision for giving refunds by clicking on customers and then customer refund, and then clicking on the create button. We can create a refund for a customer. You can select the sales refund journal and then select a customer and add an invoice line to show the product and the quantity, and then validate it to give back the customer a refund. Same way in case of the supplier also, there's a supplier invoice, and we can create a supplier invoice by clicking on the create button and select the purchase journal, and we can select the supplier, and then give the post period and the invoicing date, the account, and then the invoice line. Okay, then the invoice line, clicking on the product which we are getting through the supplier, and save it. And likewise, just like the customer invoice section, you can approve it, and later on it will be the payment method and everything, all the invoices will be done, and we can also give the refunds, do refund by clicking on the create button and defining the refund over here. And coming back to the customers, there's a sales receipt where we can create a sales receipt, directly create a receipt just by clicking on the create button. So right now we are selecting a sales receipt, and here we have to define the customer and the reference number, date, and the account and the amount. So these are the basic details we need in a sales receipt. And here also we can see the credit and debit information according to the account, and then if we have to pay it, we can click on the pay button, so it will be paid. And clicking on customer payment, we can view the customer payments which has been done. And over here also all the payments will be listed, and the accounts details, we can view all the details over here. The journal items, as I told you before, all the items will be displayed in that. If we select that sales journal and search, okay, and the period is defined over here, so we can view all the journal items, all the account details, credit and debit accounts related in that period. So, and then the customers, so we can view all the customer details from here. And similar way in supplier also, there's a purchase receipt where we can create a purchase receipt by clicking on the create button and giving the basic details of the supplier and the expense line, and then by validating it, we can view all the purchase receipt and the supplier payment, the journal items. So and the suppliers can also be viewed. Okay, now the bank statements. You can select bank statements by clicking on bank and cash, and then bank statement. Bank statement is a summary of the transactions which is occurring in a period. We can create it, and to give a name, starting balance and ending balance. So we can view it like selecting this bank statement over here. There is a starting balance of 2000 in that period 1 to 2013, and the ending balance is 2800. So by the statement lines, it's given that there is an amount 800 and payment 800. So the starting balance, the ending balance and starting balance must be matched by this. So starting balance plus the payment will give the ending balance, and this is how the bank statement for that period is made. And then going to the cash registers, we can create a cash register by clicking on the create button, and then we have to give cash register name and the period for it, and we can just click over here to open the cash box. So it's a simple way of creating a cash register. This is an cash register account and the cash box, the details regarding the value and the number. So it must be always, the opening balance and the closing balance must be always matched, so that we can close the cash box. So right now it's in open state. It's in open state. And the journal items, you can select the journal items in a period. So all entries, you can open it. We can see all the journal items. Journal items shows the account with its credit and debit. It will be balanced, always it will be balanced, and we can view it. And clicking on journal entries can be found inside the journal entries menu. Over here we can see all the journal entries right now, and in different states, posted, unposted. We can sort it out by clicking on the filter option. And now by clicking on a journal entry, we can see that each journal entry has 2 general items, can be more than 2 also, and in a journal entry we have to give the journal number, reference, the journal cash, and the period and the date must be defined. And we can view the journal items, can be posted by clicking on this button, and all the journal items can be viewed from the journal entries menu over here, and it can be sorted out by clicking on a journal. And likewise we can view all the journal items over here. A journal voucher which can be created from the journal entries menu, and inside that journal voucher, clicking on a create button, we can create a journal voucher. You have to select a partner and the type, sales or purchase slip, okay, and we can create a journal create a voucher item by clicking on the create button and selecting an account, and then the amount related to it. Likewise, a voucher can be created and we can post it. Then going to the charts of account, we can view all the accounts related to our accounting details by clicking on the period and year and open the charts. So right now we can view all the accounting in a hierarchical manner, and the assets and all the different types of accounting and its total balance and type and all can be viewed over here. Similar way, the chart of tax also can be viewed by selecting the period and open the charts, and over here the tax balance to pay and tax basis all can be viewed. And then next is the basic configuration. The basic configurations we need is by selecting configuration and then periods. Inside that click on the fiscal year, and we can create the year from here. So 2012, 2013, such details can be entered here, and we can give the period by clicking on create monthly periods. Automatically all the monthly period will be calculated by monthly, and then the periods can also be viewed over here. You can close a period by clicking on all these periods belong to 2013. Once if you want to close this period, you can select all by clicking here and then click on actions, close a period. So all those periods will be closed likewise. And then click on journals. So the journal which we are using will be listed over here. We can create a new journal by clicking on the create button and enter the required details for the journal. We can see the journal. For a journal, cash journal, you need a name, code, and the type, and the accounts default debit and credit account must be defined over here. So these are the main details. And then we can have a journal view. It shows bank or cash journal, multi-currency view, etc. So these are about journals. Then the accounts, we can set up our bank account and all, and over here the accounts can be created by clicking on the create button. The name of that account and such details can be given. This is account of Confianz Information Technologies balance sheet. So the main details: view internal type must be view or regular, receivable. If it's a receivable account, it can be set as receivable, and such details must be given over here. And then we can view the different account types. Mainly it's assets, bank, cash, expense. It has a deferral method which shows if it's a closing method, it shows balance or unreconciled, none can be selected according to what we need. And then the taxes over here, we can create a new tax. We can view the taxes details, percentage, or we can edit the tax details over here. And then about assets, we can define the asset categories. Assets which are mainly is something which has a value in case of money also. So we can click on create an asset category like this and select the depreciation amount and such details, give the number of depreciations, period length, such details can be given here. And then coming to the payment terms. Payment terms is a provision to pay the amount in different installments. Like the terms can be set, like over here we can see that the payment term is 30% advance, end of 30 days. Means towards the end of 30 days he will be paying at the starting he will be paying 30% as advance, and then towards the end of the 30 days he will be paying the rest of the money. So it can be the payment can be done like that as installment. So this is the payment terms. The first line shows 30% advance, amount to pay 30%. It is valued in as percent, and then the sequence is set as 3, so this will be first taken. So such details will be given, and then the sequence of 5, which is this will be the second time. It will be the second time this will be considered. The remaining balance, valuation as balance after 30 days. So in this way the payment term can be handled automatically. After when the payment term reaches, a customer invoice will be generated and the balance amount will be paid. We can set currencies over here. Okay, and then coming to the assets, we can create an asset and select its amount or the value of it, gross value, and select the asset category and its depreciation values and period of length. Such things can be defined over here. We can also view the asset hierarchy by clicking on asset hierarchy, which is comes under asset. And then the periodical processing, like reconciliation, can be viewed. The manual reconciliation can be viewed over here by clicking on a journal. We can view all the manual and automatic reconciliations. By clicking on it, we can see that it's account type, journal, all those details are given, and the credit, debit, such details. The statements, the bank statements can be viewed. And towards an end of a period, we can close a period, or we can generate when the year moves on from 2012 to 2013. We can select it by closing to close an year, and then a new year 2013 can be added, and then open a journal entry and then create. Then automatically our accounts will be transferred and a new period 2013 will be generated. We can cancel or close official year. So these are the details. And then in the reporting section, we can get all the reports regarding the we can get all the reports regarding the balances and legal reports. Over here, accounting reports, the general ledger report. So such details we can just take out a print. General ledger shows all the account details, all the debit, credit, everything will be displayed from this accounting report. And the trial balance, all the balance related to the accounts will be seen in the balance sheet. The profit and loss report, the financial report, all reports can be obtained here. And then by clicking statistic report, we can have an analysis of invoices. We can according to all products and time period, date, we can view all the products and the invoice analysis and the amount without tax and with tax, and the quantity all can be viewed easily by clicking on the analysis. There are entry analysis, treasury analysis, sales receipt analysis, asset analysis. So all these analysis can be easily done just by clicking on the required filter and group it. So this is all about accounting. Okay, thank you.